What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be doing this video because I took my happy self all the way over to Sephora and I picked up a few products that I'm so excited to now incorporate into my skincare routine and my hair care regimen. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So I saw and heard that Sephora was having a sale, and I don't know why I thought the products that I got was going to be on sale. They obviously were not, but I was just way too excited to go ahead and invest my money into these products that I'm really excited, as I said, to now incorporate into my skincare routine and my hair care regimen. So I'm gonna first start with my skincare routine, and I went to Sephora and I purchased a lot of stuff from the Ordinary line. Okay, and I'm going to be showing you guys the products that I got, why I got them, and what they're going to do for my skin, as well as just talk a little bit about my existing skincare routine. So I have always had acne. Of course, you know, it starts like during puberty, and what I thought was going to be short-lived ended up being adult acne. And I have officially come to terms that I have adult acne, and it likely it's not gonna go away, okay? It's gonna be with me for the long haul. I've come to terms with that. So I've also realized that there's nothing really more that I can do in order to avoid a breakout or a pimple. I don't break out when I'm like eating like fatty food, or if I had something sweet, or if I had like, you know, chocolate, or it's because I didn't, you know, change my pillowcase in time or stuff like that. Like, my skin just does what it wants to do when it wants to. And I have now found a skincare routine that is my holy grail. I love it. I use it like every single day. I rarely, never miss a day where I do not use my skincare routine, simply because I figured out what keeps my skin clean, happy, healthy, and I keep any breakouts or pimples at bay as much as I can. What has been extremely frustrating has been the pandemic with the mask, and having to use masks and having masks literally break out where the mask would go. So I have and still have a few breakouts and pimples here where the lines of the mask could be, as well as underneath my chin. Even if I were to use like the cleanest mask, even if I change my mask, you know, every couple hours, without fail, I would still break out. And that's just because my skin is extremely sensitive. And the other thing that I've learned as well is that I have hyperpigmentation. So my skin scars like nobody's business. There is nothing that I have done in order for me to have really strong like hyperpigmentation. So what I was taught and told is like, oh, don't pick your scars, don't pop your pimples, just, you know, if you don't touch it, it's gonna fade. And that was not the case for me. Okay, that was not the case for me. My skin scars without me doing anything. Like, if I do not touch it, it's gonna leave a scar, and that scar is gonna take months, not weeks, months to disappear. And it's so frustrating because I look at my husband and get a pimple, and that pimple is gone in like 1 week, and there's no scar. He doesn't have like that excess and like the millennial sites that I have, which contributes to the melanin, which also contributes to the hyperpigmentation. So my skin scars very, very easily. There's nothing that I can do to mitigate that other than using some of the products I've been using for the past few years that I'm really, really excited to show and share to you guys about. So first, I'm going to talk about my existing skincare routine, and then I'm going to be talking about the Ordinary brand and the products that I purchased from them. All right, y'all. So these products are my holy grail. These are my staple products. I do not go to bed without doing the skincare routine, and I travel with them, I restock them, I have refills on them. I do not live without these products, okay? So this has been my skincare routine for the past few years. I would say maybe 4 years or maybe even 3 years. And I've added in some stuff, did the trial and error, tested out a few things, found out what I liked and what I don't like, as well as what has just been working. So I start out with a cleanser. This is the Biore cleanser. It is a pore clarifying cooling cleanser with witch hazel. It has 2% salicylic acid acne treatment, so it deep cleans and clarifies pores. So I use this pretty much like all the time. If my face is very dry, I use a lighter cleanser, but if I'm wearing makeup or I'm getting some breakouts, I use this is my holy grail, and I use it because it has 2% of salicylic acid, which unclogs any debris, any oils, any dirt. Especially helps if you're having a breakout or you're about to have a breakout, or you can see some pimples coming up, and that is why I use this cleanser, and I live by it. Like, I will not use anything else. I live by this cleanser. So after I use the cleanser, I lightly mist my face with rose water and glycerin, and it's a hydrating facial mist. Okay, and I got this from like the beauty supply store. You can use it pretty much like all the time, like anytime throughout the day, as well as with makeup. I typically use this with the cleanser just because it can be a little bit drying, and I want to just have a moisturizer here where I can just hydrate my skin, and then I move into the next lineup. So don't laugh, but this is what I use. It's pretty much done, but this is Red A, and it's 0.05%. I have been using Red A for, I think, what, 5, 6, 7 years now. I've been using it for a really long time, and this works overnight. It literally works instantly, and that's why I love it, and that's why I stick by it. This is prescription based, so I do not use products that have a retinol in it. So I know the Ordinary brand and other different brands can and does include retin A, but because I like the percentage and I want it to be in its purest form, I want the concentration to stay the same, I go to the doctor and I get this as a prescription, and then I use it only at night. Along with in the daytime, I stick by this. This is my Neutrogena Hydro Boost SPF 50. Okay, I use sunscreen every single day, multiple times throughout the day. I don't know why this is like taboo, especially as like a Black woman. I don't know why. You should be using sunscreen. If you're not using sunscreen and you have hyperpigmentation, the reason why your hyperpigmentation likely has not gone away is because you are standing in the sun like this. Even if you have a cap on, once there's daylight, okay, outside, you can see sun, whether it's peeking through your curtains, your blinds. Once you go outside and you can see sun, or you're inside your home and you can see sun, that sun is darkening your pimples, okay? It is darkening the scars, and it's making them go from brown to black. Like, it's literally darkening your scars, and that is why I use SPF 50. It also comes in SPF 30, but I try to use as high as it can be in order to really protect my skin. So what I didn't know about sunscreen that I learned the hard way is that you have to reapply it every 2 hours, or at least 3 times or 4 times throughout the day. So if you have your blinds open, or you're in the kitchen making some breakfast and you can see the sunlight, it's recommended that you should apply sunscreen at least 3 to 4 times throughout the day. So I absolutely apply sunscreen at least once or twice throughout the day, and that's why I go through these bottles fairly quickly. I think I have maybe 2 more just in my closet, just because I swear by sunscreen. You absolutely need sunscreen, and this works especially as a woman of color. I use the other Neutrogena one. I still have the bottle. It's still full right over in my washroom, but it left me with a really white cast. There was nothing that I could do in order for that cast to go away, but this one, it works especially as a Black woman. Like, I'm wearing it right now and you can't even tell that I'm wearing it, and that's how great this sunscreen is. Just to recap, I use the cleanser, I use the rose water, I use this hyaluronic aloe cream daily moisturizing cream, and this is from the brand of Garnier, and I love this cream. It's so thick, it's so rich, very cost friendly, so you can get this at like Walmart or Shoppers Drug Mart, and it's very affordable, and I find the quality is really great. So I use this, and then I layer on the sunscreen, and then throughout the day I reapply the sunscreen. At night I use this cleanser as well, and then I put on the Red A, and then I put on this Nivea Soothing Night Cream. And if you've ever used the Nivea brand, you know that it's very thick, it's very rich and creamy, and that's why I use it at night as well. And then I can sometimes spray and go to bed with the rose water, but that essentially is my skincare routine. But what I ended up doing is I wanted to, because I ran out of the Ren-A. I wanted to try something different, and I've heard really great things and also some not good things about the Ordinary brand, but I wanted to be able to try it and incorporate that into my skincare routine and maybe see if I don't have to use the Ren-A moving forward or not have to use it as much, but I wanted to see what else I can do. A tip that I have is I also use a Clarisonic. So I use the Clarisonic to spin brush. This really helps, especially if I'm wearing makeup, to really get deep and really just take out all the debris and any long-lasting makeup and really just make sure that my face is completely clean. Disclaimer, I'm not a dermatologist, okay? I've done extensive research and I have found what works best for myself and my skin. I know that for somebody else that could be a lot of exfoliation if you're using a spin brush, which will naturally exfoliate the skin, and then you're using a Ren-A, which is like a chemical exfoliant as well. So I know that this may be a lot for somebody else, but this, okay, is what works for your girl. This is what works for me. This is what makes me happy. This is what I stick by. And my skin literally is glowing like every single day, minus any times that I have some breakouts. Okay, so let's get into the Ordinary brand.